We're following some breaking news this morning. The Russian military is observing a temporary ceasefire in 2 areas of Ukraine to allow civilians to evacuate. Russian officials said they'd stick to their agreement to allow the civilians to leave through the port of Mariupol and the eastern town of Volnovka. The vaguely worded statement from Russia did not make it clear for how long the routes would remain open today. This would be the first breakthrough in allowing civilians to escape the war. It comes as the Biden administration faces growing pressure to cut Russian oil imports as the president gains new support from the leaders of countries near Russia. Kelly O'Donnell has more.
A message to Moscow, outreach to Russia's neighbors. President Biden on the phone with Poland's president and in the Oval Office with Finland's leader.
We usually don't start wars.
Finland, long a neutral buffer between Russia and the West, coordinating with President Biden against Putin's unprovoked war.
We're committed to helping Ukraine defend itself.
The White House is under bipartisan pressure to turn up the pain on Putin by blocking Russian oil sales.
I'm all for that. Ban it.
Ban the oil.
Ban the oil come from Russia. Yep.
We need to stop buying Russian oil and gas. We need to produce more here at home.
The administration said it's considering some form of Russian ban.
We are looking at options that we can take right now if we were to cut the U.S. consumption of Russian energy.
Imported Russian oil makes up only about 3 to 4% of what is used in the U.S. But Secretary of State Blinken cautioned that any ban could push already climbing gas prices even higher. AAA says nationwide a gallon jumped 11 cents overnight, the highest one-day increase since 2016.
There's no strategic interest in reducing the global supply of energy. The immediate effect would be to raise prices at the pump for Americans.
Officials also say a ban may not harm Russia if it can sell its oil elsewhere. People everywhere are getting creative on how to get money to Ukrainians quickly. Some are booking stays at Airbnbs in the war zones with no intention of staying there. They just want to help the hosts financially. The American company says it is waiving all guest and host fees on bookings in Ukraine. The company also suspended all operations in Russia and Belarus. Cassandra Loden from Texas says she was able to rent 2 homes in Ukraine to help.
Just such a little to give back to people, because we just don't know what's going on with them there right now. Even if they own homes, you know, their home might not be there anymore. And for a lot of people, Airbnb is their only source of income.
Airbnb is also urging hosts to open up their homes to refugees escaping Ukraine. Here in Atlanta, there are agencies working desperately to help people of Ukraine, including a nonprofit headquartered right here in Metro Atlanta that runs an orphanage out of Ukraine. It is sponsored by a Fayette County church. They say every day it is a terrifying guessing game as they work to get those kids out of the country.
So right now it's survival. They have what they have with them. They've got 20-some kids with them. And right now it's just survival. They've spent the better part of the last week in a bomb shelter. They are in a fleeing situation because there is some intelligence to suggest that schools and orphanages are becoming a bit of a target now.
Coming up this Sunday on Weekend Morning News, we share their story on if they were able to get those kids out of Ukraine. Plus, we'll share the ways people here can continue to support and help. That is tomorrow right here on 11 Alive. And if you're in Fayette County this weekend, you may see some tactical military training by our National Guard. We're told this is not tied to the recent tensions overseas. This was already planned. They were waiting on noise permits. If you come across it, you may see helicopters and hear weapons going off. They are just using blanks. No explosives will be used.